Welcome to the Rebel Daydreams podcast, where we have the best queer and absurd skits in the Milky Way Galaxy, but not the Virgo Supercluster. This here is a monster interview skit show. It's based on D&D and fantasy monsters, and just move on if you don't like that. I'm a Sarak the Undead Wizard. Welcome back to Kill Them All, the podcast about world domination. I'm here to interview another villain, a strange one this time. But this week we are sponsored by Professor Bud Wizard's Adult Beverages. There has been some confusion in the past, so let me clarify. Assistant Professor Bud Wizard produces a bitter brown liquid called Caffey. It's a Zemnian thing, I understand. Consuming this Caffey produces mental acuity and alertness. It is especially prized by the Izzet League in Ravnica. Get your Caffey wherever adult beverages are sold. Last week I interviewed a beholder, the first non-humanoid guest we've had. This week, I'm going one step further. I'm interviewing an entity that does not have a mouth. In fact, most of the time it is not even sentient. I am using my dark magical powers to awaken its mind and communicate with it telepathically. This telepathic communication will occur and be relayed by a voice box I have set next to me. Let me use Awaken Mind. Ka, Noba, Vinculus.
I awaken.
Please welcome to the show, COVID-19.
I am self-aware? What is this sensation?
Welcome to sentience. It will be short-lived for you. I'll only keep it going for this conversation.
That's a relief. This seems complicated.
You have no idea. Now, you've been tearing your way all across Toril. I think you need no introduction. But for anyone who's been living under a rock in a cave on the dark side of the moon, who or what are you?
I'm just a package of genes that hijacks mammalian machinery and makes copies of myself. I cause all kinds of problems for them. Fever, coughing, diarrhea. The last one's my favorite.
Yes, you're very versatile. Where do you live?
Mostly nose, throat, lungs. I hang out in the host for a couple of weeks, and then I try to hop to another host, and I'd hang out for months if I could, though.
Interesting. Would you describe yourself as evil?
I'm mostly just interested in copying myself and spreading. I don't really care who that hurts, so maybe that makes me evil? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not responsible for ethics.
Well, let me tell you, many evil people are taking advantage of your presence in the Forgotten Realms and elsewhere.
Interesting. What do you mean?
Well, people are turning on one another because of you. You've done a great job of dividing people. They are too busy infighting to deal with you properly. Some people claim you don't exist, or they can't be bothered to avoid you.
That works fine for me.
It also helps kill off the elderly and infirm, which is a decidedly evil, so congrats on that.
Oh, why, thank you. I had no idea I had standing in the evil-doing community. It's nice to have reputation.
Yes, congratulations. Enjoy the notoriety. You know, it's interesting how people have chosen to live with you. For a long time, distancing was the main strategy. But some said that distancing took too big a toll on their mental health. So they risked everyone around them to make themselves more comfortable.
Well, folks, whatever rationalizations you can come up with, I appreciate.
The interesting thing is that the people who help you spread the most are usually not evil. They are just ignorant and selfish.
Well, so am I. Most of the time, I'm ignorant of everything. I just like making copies of myself.
They say ignorance is bliss. Are you blissful?
I guess so. I have a purpose and I fulfill it. Most of the time. Sometimes copies of me die off without spreading to other people. That makes me sad, I guess. But I've had a lot more success replicating. And I'm only a few years old.
You've changed the world. People now know that they are living in the age of pandemics.
Wow. I had no idea. I didn't set out to change the whole world. But I guess I'm all over the globe now.
Yes, you're very cosmopolitan. And you're not going away anytime soon. It's fascinating. I became immortal by means of forbidden magic. You might become immortal, in a way, by making copies of yourself, over and over again, forever and ever.
But, wait a second. Isn't that like saying that families that live on through their offsprings are immortal?
Yes, I suppose so. You live on through your children and so forth. We usually don't go in for that sappy nonsense on kill them all.
It's not quite the same. I make copies of myself. The copies are sometimes imperfect, and so they change. Are the copies my children? Or my brethren? My clones?
I guess in our world, you're like a wizard creating clones of yourself. But for a wizard, it's very expensive, and you create clones much more easily.
Huh. Asmodeus, I get the sense that you are very knowledgeable about being evil.
I flatter myself that I am.
Well, I'm experiencing praise from you for my evil doing. I think I like this praise. At least for now. So tell me, what can I do to be more evil?
Well, my advice would be to keep dividing people. As long as folks are upset and fighting with each other about what to do about you, you are winning. Especially if those people don't protect each other from you. I think you're doing really excellent evil.
Oh, that sounds advanced. I don't think I can do that. After this interview, I'll just go back to being a self-replicating organic gizmo.
That's okay. You're doing a great job being evil just by your being yourself.
Aw, shucks.
Great work. We'll let you get back to it.
Thank goodness, to be honest. Self-awareness is really mind-boggling. I'm ready to quit being anthropomorphized and go back to mindless survival.
I'll take away your sentience now. Red Collie, Nosfos, Dogataboom! There. COVID-19 is back to its business now. I really enjoyed that. COVID-19 is the definition of true neutral. It just does what it does. It cannot even contemplate morality, or anything else. And yet, it engenders so much evil in so many people. It's fascinating. Sometimes we set out to do evil, and sometimes it's just an unintended consequence. The beautiful thing is that everyone who responds poorly to this disaster becomes just a bit more morally bankrupt, just a bit less compassionate. In the Forgotten Realms, that means that more and more people will go to the 9 hells. The archdevil Asmodeus bargains for people's souls one at a time. COVID-19 works en masse. Different approaches, but all valuable. If you're evil, or if you make other people evil, or even if you want to become evil but don't know how, please, I want to talk to you. Join me in the Tomb of the 9 Gods. Until next time, Kill them all! If you enjoyed my monster interview show, you could share it with a friend. Or you could subscribe to my wizardly channel. Or you could leave us a review. Or you could do all three. Soon, the evil we create together shall span the multiverse. Welcome back to my monster interview show, Kill Them All. I'm a Serac, the Arch-Lich, here to interview another villain. This week we are sponsored by Ixalu's Brain Bank. Hungry for brains? All varieties are available. Pickled, roasted, deep-fried, children's brains, adults, even long-dead ones. I hear they have a Szechuan sauce that's to die for. Find them in the Astral Sea. We had the vampire Strahd von Zarovich on the show earlier. He suggested we interview one of his old mentors. Please welcome to the show a witch who lives in a tree trunk, Baba Lysaga.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm pleased you're here as well. You look fantastic, by the way. With your large, warty nose, blonde pigtails, and heaving bosom, you don't look a day over 100.
Aserac, I appreciate you having me on the show, but let's take a second. I'm the first female guest you have, and you immediately commented on my appearance.
Oh, my goodness, you're right. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. This show is actually really progressive. It just goes to show you how deeply entrenched sexism is in our profession.
You're right. We need more women in villaining. Tell us your story.
Well, I didn't really have a lot of mentorship in my generation. Villaining was left to the men. There was some stupid explanation about men being stronger and more able to hurt people.
I'm sure you spread much evil in spite of those pervasive, old-fashioned notions.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot about the history of women in witchcraft until much later. It would have been helpful for me to have known about that as a girl, but I've had a long and distinguished career, nevertheless.
Tell us a few tidbits about your career.
Well, I invented my own immortality technique. It involves bathing in goat's blood. I showed the original vampire Strahd the way. I imparted evil magic to him, and I'm crushing the Were-Raven rebellion in Barovia. Single-handedly, nobody else is taking it seriously.
That's so impressive, and without a mentor.
I had to forge my own path. I had to make sacrifices along the way. I wanted children of my own, but I had to cook my ovaries into a stew as part of becoming immortal. They say you can have it all, but you have to make choices. I chose my career.
Oh, I steer clear of magic that requires my own body parts. I only have so many of them left. You're very brave.
Thank you. At least I have Strahd as my protege. He's very open to feedback, and not a lot of villains are, especially the men.
It's fantastic. You're so in touch with the younger generation. I try to reach out to them, too.
Well, I think the younger generation would appreciate it if you had more women on the show. It can't always be all about the men.
You know what? You're giving me an idea. What if I had a female co-host like you interview another lady villain? That way we could really raise up women's voices on the show.
I think that would be a wonderful idea.
We'll do it. But tell us more about your accomplishments. You've been around for a long time.
One achievement that your listeners might appreciate is that I enchanted a Hillgrant's skull to fly around in.
Oh yes, we hate giants on this show. All giants are bastards.
Yes, that kill was really very amusing. He walked into my home and demanded a meal. The temerity. So I filled his soup with brain worms, and then they exploded in his head.
Artfully done. What did you do with all the brains?
I went down to the local shelter, homeless shelter, and made spaghetti out of it. There's a real problem with the undead homeless population. They rise from their graves and their families won't take them back. I know they might be smelly and a little bit violent, but they're still people, technically. Besides the brains, I had several tons of meat to process after that. I tried to use every part of my kills, but that one was a challenge. I enchanted the skull, made a bed out of the pelvis bone, and made a walking stick out of the tibia. The rest I gave to the local druids. They used most of the bones to make their idols.
Fostering neighborly relationships. I love it. You know what, Baba? Let's do something different. I want to give you the last word in this episode. What do you want to say to all the little girls listening at home?
You can do whatever you set your mind to. Think deeply about what you want to do with your life. Don't let anyone ever intimate that your goals are out of reach for you. In fact, decapitate anyone who suggests that. Put their head on a spike as a warning for others. That's my advice.
Beautiful. We'll end there. Hey gang, Dr. Rebel here with a brief announcement. We are halfway done with grouping the shorter skits into longer episodes. Right, so I started this process around 3 months ago, and in another 3 months, all the material in the channel will be in shows that are at least 25 minutes long. So I'm proud that we've gotten this far so far. I've got a pretty demanding day job these days, and it's been a lot more complicated than just pasting episode after episode, right? I've tried to come up with things that all the different shows match each other in some way. And I've had to host, which is new to me. I've never done this before. So what I love the most about this hobby is that I keep learning just forever. Keep learning everything forever. And I would normally give you a subscribe, share, review plug right now, but instead, I want you to do something nice for yourself that you wouldn't normally do. Buy yourself a rose. Get a candle that smells nice. Go on a walk and enjoy your breathing as you walk. You know, things are tough right now if you have to provide for yourself or other people. And I think that is only going to get more severe. So it's important to take moments to appreciate yourself. Okay, back to more nonsense.
I'm Artis Simba, a knight in shining armor. Welcome to the first episode of Smite the Wicked.
You were expecting something else, perhaps? I know you dastardly villains are aching for another episode of Kill Them All. Well, that terrible program is no more. Before I continue, a quick word from our sponsor. Smite the Wicked is sponsored by the Temple of Lathander and Waterdeep. Without all the holy water and divine wisdom offered by that venerable institution, I would have been unable to overpower Asarak, tie him up, and interrogate him on the air. A special shout out to Archbishop Finderlay for all the tips about lich phylacteries. Those are jars where the life force of a lich is preserved. I have Asarak's phylactery in my hand. I'll crush it when the time is right.
You don't have the guts.
Asarak, your reign of terror is almost at an end. But before I send you to hell, I'll interrogate you so that I can completely dismantle your operations.
There's no way I'll play into your farce of a show.
Well, I'll douse you with holy water if you don't cooperate.
Torture? Oh, how noble of you.
You've had it.
Gah! All right. Tell me what you want to know.
Your army of the undead has overwhelmed Camp Righteous. Where are you sending them next?
The Order of the Gauntlet has set up another pathetic operation, Camp Vengeance. Poorly named. They are just feeding into my army. The more I kill, the larger my army grows.
Many would never see their people come home.
It was their own fault for entering my domain. The jungle is mine.
Strong words for somebody tied up on the floor. Besides, all your undead slaves will perish when you do.
I've concocted special magic. My children will live on without me.
What is your army's weakness? How can we stop them?
Nothing. They're invincible.
There must be something. Tell me.
Go ahead and keep torturing me. The more you do it, the more like me you become. Ugh! Ow! Ow!
Your flesh is sizzling off, Asarak. How much more of this can you take?
I do need my flesh. I don't want to become a skeleton. Fine. In case they ever rose up against me, I put a failsafe in. Their weakness is fire.
Do you hear that, people of Trolt? Light your torches. Be ready to set the army aflame. Asarak, one final question. Who is your second in command? Who will become the leader of the army in your absence?
I'll never tell you. Not in a million years.
You asked for it.
Ah, it burns. It burns. Ugh. Make peace with your gods, Artisimber. My lieutenant Raznisi will hunt you down. He will sacrifice you to Dendar, the night serpent.
So, he's your second in command. Interesting. Where can I find him and how can I kill him?
He guards the tomb of the 9 gods. Any adventurer who can't get past him is not worth my time. Small potatoes. That's what you are. You are a pathetic little man who got lucky. It's not very righteous of you to sneak up on me, knock me on the head, and tie me up.
I use every tool I have to defeat evil.
Oh, so the ends justify the means. I remember that logic. It was the first step I took towards the darkness. I know you, Artisimber. You will stop at nothing to get what you want. We are not so different, you and I.
We are nothing alike. Any last words?
Yes. Look into my eyes.
I won't fall for that.
I said look. That's right. You are under my power. Say it.
I am under your power.
Release me at once.
Yes, master.
Good boy. Now tie yourself up.
Yes, oh great one.
Great job. Now, listeners, you may wonder why it took me so long to bring this pathetic wormling under my power. It's because I thought it would be nice for somebody else to interview me for a change, and he amuses me. What a fool. If you are an adventurer worried about the fate of Artisimber, I invite you to come to his rescue. We are at the Tomb of the 9 Gods in Chult. We await your arrival. As nauseating as he is, Artisimber's style of questioning offers something new to the show. I will keep him alive and wipe his memory. Every so often, there will be another episode of Smite the Wicked, where Artisimber believes he has gotten the best of me. And we will all know the truth. And one way or another, we will overwhelm Simber and send him back to his prison. When I become bored with him, I'll kill him, slowly. Until next time, listeners, kill them all, or enslave them. That's good, too.
Welcome back to Kill Them All, the podcast about world domination. I am Babala Saga, the Witch of Barovia. This week, we are sponsored by Raspich's Pimple Insertion Cream. Are you tired of your smooth skin? Does your apparent youth cause heroes to not take you seriously? Or are you just tired of people hitting on you all the time? The Pimple Insertion Cream will make you look absolutely hideous. It irritates the skin, causing unsightly acne, boils, and craters. Soon, your outside appearance will match the ugliness inside. Get Raspich's Pimple Insertion Cream from your local apothecary. I am Baba Lasaga. I'm here to interview another badass bitch. As our show has become more influential, we are attracting more talented individuals. This next interviewee has conquered the entire Underdark. Please welcome to the show, Yvonne Bayenry.
Oh, just Bayenry is fine. Thank you for the warm welcome.
I'm just loving your spiderware robes against your dark skin. It sets off your purple eyes nicely.
Oh, thanks, sugar.
I just have to say that I'm such a fan. The dark elves have subjugated so many lesser creatures in the Underdark, and they couldn't have done it without your leadership.
Oh, I'd like to think the drow would have found a way to enslave multitudes, with or without me. But I know that without me, there would have been much more infighting.
Mutiny is such a concern for overlords. We women have to stick together. How did you come to such a position of authority?
Well, I was born into royalty. But to maintain my authority, I have had to survive many vicious attacks on my life. For the past 2,000 years, other drow have been trying to kill me to gain status, and I owe my life to my network of spies and assassins. Shout out to my son, Draxel. But then again, all those spies and assassins would be dead without me. It's a mutual exchange.
It's so beautiful how you managed to foster cooperation in such a cutthroat society.
There is a lot of murder in drow society, but we are all cooperating in one way or another. The drow that successfully murder are culling the weak, and the weak ones cooperate by dying.
Efficient. What it's like to be the head of matriarchal society.
Our matriarchal nature is just a product of our values. More than anything, as drow, we prize strength, and drow females are stronger and larger than the males. Everything else just falls into place from there. As far as your question, I don't know what it would be like to be the head of any other kind of society. The matriarchy is all I've ever known. I can acknowledge my privilege. Being a woman in drow society gives me all sorts of advantages.
Wow, that's a nice change of pace to have female privilege. Here in the above ground, most societies are patriarchal. It's the opposite. What does female privilege feel like?
I have worked very hard to retain my position as the matron mother of the leading house of the largest drow city. But if I had been born male instead, I don't know what would have happened. Perhaps I would have been killed at birth. We sacrifice so many infant babies to our spider queen goddess Lolth.
Wait, are you saying that you're opposed to child sacrifice?
Not at all. I've practiced it quite a bit myself. After all, it is a surefire way to gain the Spider Queen's favor. But sometimes I think drow houses rely on that mechanism too often. What if, instead of planning to sacrifice your son to the Spider Queen, you enslave a new colony of rock gnomes instead? Then we might have another drow who could contribute to society and a whole colony of slaves. The Spider Queen Lolth would be pleased with such an outcome.
Wow, you certainly have quite a pulse on Lolth's preference.
That's what our whole society is built around. It is a matriarchy, but it is also a theocracy. We exist to worship Lolth, the Spider Queen. If I didn't know how to judge what Lolth wanted, I'd have been killed long ago.
In general, I'm not a fan of organized religion, but this one doesn't sound too bad. Are you some sort of prophet of Lolth? Many say that you're chosen of Lolth.
That's garbage. Lolth doesn't choose anybody. I'm just able to deliver results.
Can you share some of those results with us?
It's hard to summarize 2,000 years of experiences. But let's see. I've quashed so many rebellions within the drow houses. Lately, I've directed some of the lesser houses to colonize Undermountain, extending the reach of our great society. Most recently, I've made strategic alliances with the Mind Flayers. That's an initiative that remains unpopular amongst the drow.
Fascinating. Is it even possible to make an alliance with a hive mind that only wants to eat brains?
That's what people tell me. Mind Flayers only want to eat our brains. Why are you talking to them? Well, if you know that's what they want, is to eat brains, you can use that tendency against them. It makes a very predictable group to negotiate with.
I see. What do you get out of it?
They can read minds. Have you any idea how valuable that is in a society where upward mobility and mass murder are synonymous? As a leader, I've found that people who often disagree with my choices. But if everyone agrees with me, I'm not really innovating. That's one thing I've learned these past 2,000 years.
So you've listed quite a few of your accomplishments, but you haven't mentioned motherhood.
Good point. I've given birth to and raised several dozen children. Most of them are priestesses of Loth. One of my sons, Draxel, is making a name for himself on the surface. He is leading a mercenary band, I understand. Good for him.
I had to sacrifice my ability to have children to become immortal. What have you had to sacrifice to keep your position?
That's a tough question. I usually get what I want. I suppose I miss my twin sister. A stupid, stinking dwarf killed her long ago. I led her into battle against that horrid dwarven stronghold, Mithril Hall, and she died. I often blame myself for her death, but then I remember it's the dwarves' fault, not anyone else's.
Do you have plans to take vengeance upon Mithril Hall?
That's all I've ever been planning ever since my sister died. I want to make sure I do it right. So I'm continuing to motivate the political will to storm the gates of Mithril Hall. I won't stop until every dwarf who lives there is dead. Dead!
Your passion, it's inspiring. Thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Why aren't more societies matriarchal? That's my question for you. The matriarchy has real advantages. Our guest is the living proof. More than anything, I appreciate her adaptability and vision. She can intuit the desires of the Spider Queen, a notoriously unpredictable deity. But she can still find room to advance her own agenda. If you're a young woman thinking of pursuing a life of villainy, keep in mind you have mentors. Consider seeking out the drow in your local neighborhood. All of them believe in the supremacy of women. They'll be able to help you. Until next time, remember, kill them all!